Have you ever been with a woman who acted like you were the only man in the world? And then one day, without warning, she is with somebody else? It is like the connection you thought was real just vanished overnight. You replay everything in your head, wondering if you messed up, if you were not enough, if she ever really cared in the first place. That feeling? That sinking in your gut? That is what I am talking about. The truth is, a woman jumping from man to man is not always just about being cold or heartless. It is deeper than that. It is tied to how she sees herself, what she has been through, and what she is chasing. Some of it comes from biology, some from her past, some from the way society works now. And yes, some of it comes from her own choices. Let us start with the biggest one, validation. Some women need constant proof that they are wanted. When she meets you, the attention you give her lights her up. It is exciting, addicting. It makes her feel alive. But here is the thing, that early rush in a relationship always fades. For a healthy woman, that is when the real bond starts to form. For her, that is when she starts feeling like something is wrong. And instead of building deeper with you, she goes looking for that rush again with someone new. It is like she is chasing a high that never lasts. Another reason, she is afraid of stillness. A stable relationship means quiet moments, routines, a certain calm. For some women, that is uncomfortable, especially if they grew up in chaos or drama. Peace feels weird. Or maybe she is convinced that settling down means losing her freedom. So instead of facing that feeling, she distracts herself by jumping into another new relationship, where it is all excitement again. Now add social media into the mix. Every day she sees images of other men, more successful, more exciting, more everything. Her friends are telling her stories about their amazing new relationships. And she starts thinking, what if there is something better out there? In the past, people did not have 100 other options flashing in their face every day. Now the temptation never stops. Some women tie their whole identity to being in a relationship. If she is single, she feels invisible. So instead of being alone for even a short time, she lines up her next man before she has even left the one she is with. Being without male attention is not just uncomfortable for her, it feels like losing herself. Then there is emotional immaturity. Real relationships take work, patience, compromise, communication. If she has not learned how to do that, every little disagreement feels like the end. And instead of fixing things, she leaves. Because starting fresh with someone new is easier than doing the hard work with you. Sometimes it is also about what she thinks she can gain. And no, it is not always money. It could be status, influence, or even just social clout. Deep down, humans are still wired with instincts from the past, when women as survival often depended on finding the strongest provider. Even now, if she sees a man as better than the one she has, she might feel an urge to switch. It is not always calculated, sometimes it is pure instinct. Past trauma plays a role too. If she was betrayed or abandoned before, she might have an attachment style that makes closeness feel dangerous. The closer you get, the more she wants to run. So she bounces to someone else before she has to deal with real intimacy. She tells herself she is protecting her heart. But really, she is just repeating the same cycle over and over. Ego is another one. If she has been told she is beautiful her whole life, she might get hooked on that attention. Being with just one man can feel like giving it up. So she keeps herself in situations where multiple men are interested to keep that ego fed. And let us not ignore her environment. If her friends cheer her on for never settling, always chasing the next guy, she is going to think that is normal. In some circles, loyalty is not valued. Novelty is. So she is not going to feel guilty about moving on. Now, here is the part that hurts for a lot of men. When she has already emotionally checked out, there is almost nothing you can say to change her mind. By the time you notice her pulling away, she has been thinking about someone else for a while. That is why it feels sudden to you, but not to her. And this is where you need to be brutally honest with yourself. A woman who jumps from man to man is chasing something inside herself that she has not dealt with. And unless she wants to face that and fix it, nothing you do will make her stay. You could be the most loyal, stable, high-value man, and she will still move on if she is hooked on the thrill of something new. The key for you is learning to see the signs early. If she is always talking about other men's attention, if she gets bored right after the honeymoon phase, if she keeps close ties with exes or friends who obviously like her, those are red flags. Not because you are paranoid, but because there are patterns. The toughest part? You are not just losing her, you are losing the version of her you thought was real. That early stage when she was all in, that might have been genuine in the moment, but it was fueled by excitement, not long-term commitment. When that excitement fades, the real test begins, and for some women, that is when they start looking for the exit. So here is what you have to understand. Her behavior is about her, not you. You cannot fix her fear of stability. You cannot fill the hole that validation chasing leaves. You cannot rewire her need for constant novelty. That is her job. And the moment you get this, you stop wasting time trying to prove yourself to women who cannot be kept. You set your standard. You decide the kind of relationship you want. And if she cannot meet it, you walk. No drama, no begging. The irony? When you stop holding on to women who run, you make space for the kind who stay. The kind who is not afraid of routine. The kind who values loyalty because she values herself. The kind who is not chasing a thrill, she is building something real. At the end of the day, a woman who jumps from man to man is on a search she will never finish. The new guy will become the old guy, and she will start looking again. So do not be sad if she leaves. In fact, if you see the signs early, be the one who walks away first. Some women can destroy more than just your peace of mind. They can ruin your health. If she is reckless, unfaithful, or careless with her body, you are putting yourself at risk of diseases that you might spend your whole life trying to treat. And once that happens, you may never be able to build a healthy relationship with a good woman again, because the damage will already be done. Protect yourself before it is too late. You cannot stop that cycle for her. Your strength is in seeing it for what it is, and walking away before it takes pieces of you with it. Build your life. Keep your standards. Let in only the women who are ready to stay. That is not just protecting yourself, that is respecting yourself.